How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah,
How are
thank
you?
I'm fantastic. This is my first TwitchCon, so it's exciting to be here.
Oh,
Yeah.
mine, second one for
Your
me.
second one, yeah, cool. So what are you doing here this year?
Well, just, getting a little piece of the atmosphere, hanging out, and tomorrow is this little party at the Petco Park where I'm performing with Steve Aoki and T-Pain, so it's going to be cool.
Great, yeah. How's the show been going for you so far? I mean, I know it just opened, but I got to walk.
I basically walked in, got a little sweaty on the way. It's nice and cool here, so I've been just cooling off.
It is a bit warm out.
It's good to be back here, and I mean, this is something, the streaming stuff is sort of still quite new to me, so I'm sort of trying to maybe meet with a couple of streamers and just kind of getting into the whole streaming Twitch vibe.
Yeah. So, Twitch has been known more for its gaming side, but obviously you do all of your music on there. What's that been like being welcomed into the community that's been mainly known for gaming?
Yeah, I mean that's been amazing. Obviously, I've also I'm not a gamer really, but I've known about the gaming community and the Twitch thing for a while, and because of my Sandstorm meme thing and what's been going on for a while, that was sort of the thing that drew me in. But then getting into knowing a little bit how the streaming stuff works, having my own stream and having some regulars and some random people who follow me, it's been very interesting to notice the overlap between the mindset, sort of, I think, of dance music production, producers and the gamers. Like, we're both very tech-minded. There's this, a lot of games apparently, or people feel that a lot of games are similar to what I see on my screen when I'm producing music. Like, I don't know, maybe it tickles the same part of the brain when you produce music or play, but I've found a very sort of nice addition or expansion to my audience via streaming.
Yeah, so do you, does live streaming sort of add anything to your music, your creativity, your expression?
Yeah. I didn't know that beforehand, but when I started streaming, I was extremely conscious of somebody watching over me, and I was very worried of making mistakes, or whether it would be like picking my nose like live in public, or whatever, or just like having bum notes when I play my music and stuff. But then it actually I still get those feelings every once in a while, but it actually makes me focus better. And then after I got over the fact that I know that somebody's watching, it actually made me sort of more free to experiment. And I've noticed, and I still am not the best in it, but I've noticed that the Twitch lurkers are very sort of, first of all, they're forgiving, but they're very supportive. And then I've also realized that what I do is quite specialized, and I'm in it every day, so I don't see that myself. But even the smallest things that I sometimes do production-wise, people are like, whoa, that was great, and wonder how that was done, and blah, blah. So it's given me confidence as well.
That's wonderful. Is streaming different than performing live, or do you feel the same rush, the same gratification? It's not the same rush really for me, but I do enjoy having that instant feedback, and that is the same kind of thing. When you play out in front of 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people, you get instant feedback. If you don't do well, if you play bad tracks, people leave. If you do well, they'll go crazy and scream and shout and whatnot. And in that way, seeing the chat go crazy when I do something or say something, or getting just comments and all the emoticons pop up. I mean, in that way, it's similar. But it's not the same rush though. Right. What's it like being able to see what your fans are saying while you're performing? Because when you're live, you're just kind of just up there. You can't really hear what people are saying.
Yeah.
But when you're streaming, you can actually engage in some way. What's that like?
Yeah, I like it, and like there's also a good benefit of streaming for me is that I'm sometimes very easily distracted, and if I'm not streaming, if I'm just in the studio, I could read an email or go on a website, go on Facebook or Twitter and spend too much time there, but I'm actually very conscious of not doing that when I'm streaming. So I probably, in fact, even with commenting back sometimes or talking to the stream, I probably get more done when I'm streaming and producing.
Yeah. So Twitch creative seems to be, a growing type of segment. What do you think is contributing to this growth?
Well, first of all, there are, I wouldn't say that he's my Twitch idol, but in a way, like there are people like Joel, Deadmau5, who are big people who are there. So that in itself probably draws first viewers, but then also other producers who do similar things in the studio but behind closed doors. And I think for us artists, there's that one side is that you can really show personal stuff and engaging stuff, but it also, there's the sort of commercial side of it. It's a new possible revenue stream and also like, widened audience for you. So I think that there are many things. For me, the direct connection, I guess, is the biggest thing.
Yeah. What exactly got you into streaming? What made you wake up one day and say, I want to...
Honestly, I think it all started because of the Sandstorm meme thing that has been going on, and I don't remember which way it exactly was, but at some point we got in talks with Twitch, and we were talking about how we could, because there was clearly sort of demand for me on Twitch.
Okay,
in whatever way. Like there was a lot of channels that would play Sandstorm, and they would, it was talked about. And so it was sort of natural, like, to see, like, hey, they're interested, I'm very interested in what that is all about, so why not sort of jump in? First, the streaming itself, like, setting everything up and doing that from my studio was sort of daunting for a second.
Right.
But when I got it going, I basically, I didn't set up, like, any sort of strict things. Like, now I have a schedule. When I'm home, I usually do it once or twice a week, and sometimes 3 or 4 times a week, like random stuff. But then it was just like 1 time now, let's see how it goes, 2 times then, and let's see how that goes. And because it started being fun, then I just wanted to keep on doing it.
How long have you been doing it for?
I think it's, I've like regularly now streamed soon a year or so. I think, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think is the value for brands for working with you, or for streamers in general?
One thing that I noticed is that, like, direct trying to sell on a stream like that doesn't really work. So it's interesting to me that how brands, can use that, but obviously the less direct stuff, like, so I'm not, for instance, like, I'm not sponsored or doing anything specific with any brand right now, but every time I buy a new gadget and I play with it on the stream, there's tens or hundreds even over time of questions like, what is that thing, what's that keyboard, what are those headphones? And it's just in that my little stream in itself, if people are that interested, it clearly has some sort of brand and even financial value to it as well. So I don't know how, honestly, at this moment, how I would utilize that, but I think there's clearly something that can be done.
Now, do you have any favorite streamers that you watch? Like, if you're bored at home, you'll turn it on and be like, oh, what's so-and-so doing?
I already mentioned him. I do sometimes watch Joel, Deadmau5.
Yes.
And to be honest, I don't have too much time to like sit and watch a stream, but for instance, his stream, for me as a producer, is interesting because he's quite unique in what he does, and he's not afraid of doing completely something weird and different or messing up there. So when he does his marathon sessions, it's nice to just have it on, and I might be producing 2 hours myself, then I might go back to the house and his stream is on there, so I'll just kind of like check in, like, hey, what's Joel doing right now? But and I've checked out sort of to learn a little bit of a couple of gamer streams as well.
Nice.
But since I'm not a gamer myself, it's kind of like you know, that's nice and all, but I don't understand what's going on. So.
Sure, fair enough, fair enough.
And I've been it's been funny because some streamers or Twitch followers don't understand that I'm not a gamer, and then they're like, why are you even here? But,
right.
But now the creative has been sort of
expanding.
growing, so it's good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so, what are you doing here this weekend? Are you here to promote anything? Are you on any panels?
I'm not here to promote anything else really than that I'm here.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, the main thing for me is tomorrow, the Petco Park, the after party. And I'm playing there after T-Pain and Steve Aoki, so
that's so cool. That's going to be so exciting.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I
is.
wish I could go see it, but is there anything that you're looking forward to, like downstairs? Check out the show floor. It's pretty down there. There's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I just want to browse around. I want to see if I could find, for instance, the guy who was behind OBS, the streaming software. I don't know him, but I think Jim is his name, and I saw on Twitter the other day he said that he's coming here, so I want to go shake his hand if I can find him.
Wonderful.
And obviously, just I'm interested in some of the brands like Elgato, Blackmagic Design, and
fantastic
you know
companies,
what they you know. How to get my video in the computer and on the stream, that sort of thing. So
nice, nice. Well, is there anything that you wanted to plug before we head out? And do you want to promote your Twitter or your site? Or
really the worst advertiser of my own stuff, but my Twitch stream is just /Darude. My Twitter is /DarudeVille, Darude VIL, and Facebook is there as well. But anybody who is not coming tomorrow to see the show, you guys are missing out.
All right, including me. Well, thank you. That's okay. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of the TwitchCon.
Thank you.
All right.